to click like, subscribe, the bell notification, and whatever else YouTube has you clicking on to support us. What's up, everyone? I'm the Kaiju no Kami from the Toku and Animation News Network here at Colorado Anime Fest 2025 with
Cruellica Kain.
And we are interviewing
Darius Washington. How are you doing?
For people who don't know who you are, who are you?
I wondered it myself. And I wake up and I find out I'm, let's see, I'm a longtime anime fan. I'm a journalist for Anime News Network. I wrote for Anime News Network a very long time ago, and then I did some work for Otaku USA. I currently work for the Fandompost, run by a guy named Chris Beveridge. He used to have anime on DVD. So I write for him, and articles, interviews, things like that. And I also do anime industry coordinator for MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia. So basically, those two things keep me occupied. Promoting anime in some way, shape, or form, and I've been collecting anime for, oh dear God, man, my collection age could have children now.
Oh, fear not, so could my own. So.
Oh my goodness. Why?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
During my physical versus digital panel I did this weekend, I brought all kinds of different things with us. Like I brought the ADV Rastafan DVD box set with us. Our friend brought his Noir t-shirt from that special edition set that ADV had released, and then all the new Blu-rays and everything just from all different eras. And some of that collection, I'm like, I want that on Blu-ray. Why won't they bring it out?
I suffer that pain many times. There's a lot of anime I want like that, and it's like...
Like one of my favorites on DVD that has not been brought to Blu-ray is Les Petites des Cossettes.
Oh man!
Les Portraits des Petites Cossettes.
It's kind of like Gankutsu in its way, in some way, if I remember that title. It's been a minute, but yes, I know the title you're talking about. Good Lord! But yeah, I want Gankutsu on Blu-ray and
I would love that.
I need it.
It's like the only one in my top 5 series that has not been put out on Blu-ray.
Wait, just keep waiting, because I've had one white whale, and I never thought I'd ever see it. And now, recently, it finally has come out, sort of.
Which white whale is it?
Macross, do you remember?
Oh yes.
I've got the 4K. I imported it from Japan. I brought that to my panel as well to show off, because I was talking about special editions and everything.
And it's like, yeah, we've been all lamenting it for like about 40 years now, and be like, will it ever come out on the most modern format? And then it came out on VHS way long time ago. And so now we have it this time, and we have a way that we can get it and get around a certain...
And it has subtitles on it.
It has those subtitles. And I haven't seen it yet, but I always heard that the people who did that did a really good job on this. So I'm like, okay, just finally hang on. So it's like, that has been my ultimate white whale. So never say never at this point. That is my biggest thing when it comes to anime now. Never say never.
Now, the one thing that I thought that was really cool in your journalistic pursuits, as well as being a fan and being a representative for the anime community, is you do have a lot of conversations on diversity, which I think is hugely important. And in my professional world, I work in human resources, so diversity conversations are something that happens daily.
Okay.
And I really appreciate when you have spokespersons talking about anime and having that diversity, because that's something that is a challenge sometimes. And I know it's a format that is from another country, so it's not like we own it. But having series like not Samurai Champloo, well, kind of Samurai Champloo.
It touches a little bit.
Or, oh God, is it Afro Samurai?
Afro Samurai.
With Samuel Jackson type stylings.
Yeah.
And even when you think about Macross, one of the main female characters in Macross was an African American woman.
That is honestly how I got into anime.
Really?
A long time ago, there's a show. I'm sorry, Macross Purists, I have to talk about it.
Yes.
Robotech was what got me into this. There's a lot of 80s cartoons, 70s, 80s cartoons. They were very sanitized, very episodic. And basically, I actually did this panel with friends called Classic Black Cartoon Characters. And basically, any character with melanin, they were not kind to us.
No,
they were not. So, so when I finally get to Robotech, I get to see this a war, and in G.I. Joe, I was growing up in G.I. Joe, and I just could not fathom the idea that there's a war where nobody dies.
Correct. Yes.
It just couldn't process.
That's what the comic books are for.
The comic book was, comic book people got killed. In the cartoon, they just people shoot lasers in the air, everybody lays down, good guys win.
Yes.
The end. So when I got to Robotech, you see the true human trauma that plays into things. People are killed, and people may not act like themselves. They may wind up getting drunk because of a heartbreak. They experience a heartbreak. They deal with a mature relationship, and like we were just talking about, we have Claudia Grant. She is dating this character named Roy Fokker.
Yep.
And in an interracial relationship, which is something you've never seen.
No, that was never talked about then.
Not at all. In Robotech, and there's a later series, this of Robotech. In Southern Cross.
Southern and Mospeada?
Southern Cross and Mospeada. The Southern Cross Masters. There is another relationship. I'm getting two in one show. And it's still very good. But that was something that it attracted me to it, is the examination of genuine human condition. And I really had to, I kept pursuing it. And then in the back of the book, Robotech Art 1, there was this section that talked about modern anime titles up to that point. And I just read it, and I'm like, what is all this stuff I'm missing? Galaxy Express, okay, what's that? Cobra, what is that? And I just went crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
And that started my pursuit. But when it talks about the diversity part, I assume this is probably because of the panel I created, Classic Black Anime.
Yeah, I seen that, and I thought that was fascinating personally, because that was a conversation point I had with a friend personally a few years ago, because she wanted to show her daughter more anime and really show that empowerment. As an African American woman herself, there were limitations, and she wanted to have her daughter feel empowered, like we have with Marvel when you have Storm, or now with the Disney movies you have Princess and the Frog. And so when I heard about your panel and I was looking it up, I thought it was fascinating to have somebody who is in the anime community, who is that voice to remind people of diversity, because sometimes we get so used to just watching anime that we don't consciously think that they can have as much representation as we should.
In that aspect of Robotech, I never actually consciously thought about Claudia and Roy until many years later, when somebody's like, I'm so impressed they did an interracial relationship. I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, they did.
Yeah.
It just never entered my mind, because to me, they were just regular people.
That's how it's treated. They're just there. Like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Want to have sex? Sure. And they actually do make love at one point. You can. It's not explicit, but you can tell that clearly happened. So I will tell you, I made that panel that I did kind of because I'm a jerk in one respect.
Well, that's never a bad thing.
Yeah, because a lot in modern media, everybody's got memes now.
Yes.
And so people say, what are the top black anime characters of all time? And two things kept popping into my brain. One, what's the top anime character? What is there a bottom anime character? What makes the bottom one? What makes one better than the other? I don't know. Is it because of the body count? How many ships they blew up? How many punches they threw? And then there's the other. Like every time kept talking about the top black anime character, and they always get to number one, and it's a green alien, and it just drove me nuts. And it's like, I like Piccolo, okay, from what I see, but Dragon Ball Z itself just drove me nuts, and it just couldn't handle it. And I also had known that there were many black anime characters I'd encountered before Dragon Ball Z
ever
came out. There were a ton, and a lot of them are, and because Toonami kind of took up anime, I love Toonami, don't get me wrong, but it only took up anime from a certain point of only on the TV shows that were come out after a certain year, like about it was 95, I guess, with Gundam Wing and Gundam Wing, Sailor Moon, mid '90s stuff.
Outlaw Star.
Yeah, I about that. And the thing is, they didn't really account for shows that had come before, OAVs that had come before, and a lot of quality stuff that had come out. So those are basically the two things that kind of made me decide to do that panel, to try to think, okay, there were a lot of cool characters that came out you didn't know about, or you really didn't have the impetus to go research for it, and that's fine. But I just really like to tell people, hey, go look, and there's a chance to see different titles just in general that they may want to learn about, and say, hey, this is cool, and you had it, and there weren't a lot of black characters, like we said, because this is Japan. They're probably going to be not necessarily be focused on black characters a lot and everything, but because to each their own, and it's only more recent times that we've gotten more of them. But I like talking about, for example, there's this one character, there's a woman, Nadia, the Secret of Blue Water, who is the daughter of Captain Nemo, who is actually from North Africa, very much. And back when Nadia came out and the fandom started trickling in the early '90s, and that was a character because a lot of cosplayers or people want to do somebody that they feel that they see themselves in.
Absolutely.
And, a lot of black girls saw themselves in Claudia or in Nadia, and that was a predominant character that they cosplayed a lot. And so that's one. And so that's a way that they can seeing yourself in a piece of media that's sitting there. It kind of gets your mind thinking, okay, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do this cosplay, or read this fandom, or something like that. And there are different ways for it. And there was a bit of a limitation, but there's a way that kind of they can expand their minds a bit.
Absolutely.
And I've been going on a giant thing without letting you answer the question. I apologize.
No, that actually was the answer. That I think that was perfect.
One of my favorite black characters in anime is Fire Emblem from Tiger and Bunny.
Oh my God, him! I love him, and people keep saying that they think it's RuPaul.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
I have a different theory. I honestly think when I keep looking at the structure of Fire Emblem, all I think of is Dennis Rodman.
Yes,
that's what I thought of.
I instantly that's him. That's him, right? That's after because I keep looking at the Van Damme. There's this Van Damme movie. I forgot.
That's the same one I'm thinking of. I can't remember the name of it.
All I think of,
no, not the golden.
Because all I think of is Dennis Rodman from Demolition Man. His.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Wesley Snipes.
Yes, Wesley Snipes. Oh my God.
It's okay. It's all right.
No,
Dennis.
Because I love that movie.
Because Simon Phoenix does have Rodman's hair.
Well, yeah, because he actually kind of he even said in interviews he was impersonating the craziness of Rodman for that character.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was fun.
But I like what you said early on about when you had Claudia, it gave you that inspiration to look for more, not necessarily just those that represented yourself, but just to see the whole world view. And I think sometimes that's where all the starting points come from. Once you have that connection, you can expand and see everything that comes out.
I think there's a lot of earlier before anime has become more mainstream. A lot of people could basically point to what the phrase, the gateway anime.
Yes.
I guess I would be part of the Robotech generation, a little bit smaller. There was the Akira generation, people who saw Akira in college, and that became their floodgate. Tsunami, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, that became their floodgate. There's always that one gateway anime that go, oh! And now there's more of a, especially now with streaming, there's a lot of gateways that people can check out things. And it's a fun time. It's more of a fun time and not as niche. And sometimes you go, I wish it was niche, but that's just us being a gatekeeper type.
Yeah.
That you guys, you were talking about with the panel.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, for me, like even though I grew up on Robotech and Voltron, I didn't actually consciously think about it as anime until later on when Power Rangers came out, because I instantly became Power Rangers replaced Transformers. It's my favorite thing ever.
All right.
And then I was talking to someone, I'm like, yeah, well, Power Rangers is Japanese, and not when he was talking about Voltron, he's like, well, so is Voltron. I was like, it is? But for me, the floodgate for anime was the summer of '98. Sci-Fi Channel did their week-long Summer of Anime, hosted by Apollo Smile.
Yes.
And they did the 2 Galaxy Express movies, but the first one I watched was Fatal Fury, the motion picture. And I loved it so much. It was the first anime I went out and bought on VHS, and then I just started renting all the stuff from my local Video Factory and Blockbuster, like Ghost in the Shell, Battle Angel Alita, other one, MD Geist, Chimera, Akira, and all this stuff, and that it all just went on from there.
Now, what got you into doing journalism, doing a lot of the writing?
I was doing, I did it, when I was trying to figure myself out. I was in communities college, DeKalb College, a long time ago. And it's now become part of the Georgia Perimeter College or Georgia State.
Oh, I'm
University.
familiar with that. Yes.
Yeah, it's now part of that system, and that's when I first started. I wrote a couple articles for them on it, and then I looked up Anime News Network, and I met Justin Sudeikis on there, and basically wrote my first anime review is probably the single worst anime review ever written. I'm not gonna lie. I did a review of the Mobile Suit Gundam box set, and when you're in, you're like, Darius, we did a lot of work. Like, yeah, bro. so him and Zach at the time they told me read a couple of books by Roger Ebert, try to learn what to look for and what to convey and things like that. And so things changed, and I wound up moving to. I wrote for EX.org, Mike Till's Anime Jump, and wrote for Otaku USA, and I've kind of finally settled with Chris now, and so it's been different journeys and different chances to go meet people, and one of my I feel a bit of a jerk like this to the English speaking community, and I apologize for this part. I really I respect English voice actors a lot, but what I really want to meet, Japanese directors and story creators. I really want to know what's behind their process, what's behind their animation process, what's behind their creativity when they're designing a mecha, designing a car, creating something of the story elements that they might be doing. Why do they do it this way or that way? And there were about 5-6 favorite directors, and unfortunately most of them are very, very close to being gone or are gone completely. And I think there are maybe 2 that might be still alive that I want to meet. There's a guy, my favorite director. Anybody who knows me knows I will babble about this man. My favorite anime director of all time is a man named Osamu Dezaki.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he did Go-Go 13, Space Adventure, Cobra, Rosa Persei. But then I found out, and researching more, I found he kept doing all these American TV shows and movies that I did not recognize he had been connected with. He directed this Saturday morning cartoon called Mighty Orbots, for example.
Oh, I think I've heard that.
It is the single most incredibly well animated Saturday morning cartoon ever done. It blew away everything around it. It's you're going to the high quality work of Dezaki and his character designer Akio Zugino. You're going to this high quality, then back down to Turbo Team every Saturday morning. It's a high killer, and it's the anime. Really, the disparity in animation quality was just incredibly done. So I realized he also did another cartoon, Bionic 6. He did some work on Visionaries, and there's something else I'm having. But he went way back further. He had worked on Frosty the Snowman with Rankin Bass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did. He did. He really read up on this man's resume. He touched upon both American and Japanese animation.
That's fascinating.
Great. It's like, okay, this man truly shaped my animation taste and everything. And so yeah, he's been my favorite. And I wish I could have met him. Sugino, Akira Sugino is still around, and I'm hoping I can meet him one day and just maybe interview him one day. But yeah, my biggest thing is that I go to different conventions and see if I can actually meet, or actually, as in my role as working with MomoCon, maybe try to meet them myself somehow.
Absolutely.
But that is my biggest thing that I'm dying to do, is meet incredible classic Japanese animation creators and say thank you.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think we always need to respect our origins there.
What social media links can people find you at?
Usually I'm on Facebook or Twitter, and I'm trying to learn how to use this Bluesky thing. Get all my friends that have migrated to it. Like, I have to learn this stuff. I really can't. I can't keep up. TikTok. I don't do TikTok much. What is?
Oh
this
no.
I can't.
I'm too old.
I'm here. I feel decrepit at this point. So yeah, those are the places where you usually find me. Excuse me, and I don't know. My brain doesn't always work. It's not working now. I don't know.
Any final words for our viewers?
I have absolutely nothing that I know to say. Follow what I will tell you this. Do not let anybody shame you for whatever taste you might have. It's like American media. If you've never seen Star Wars, oh well. No, never seen Lord of the Rings. Well, you're not into Harry Potter. I don't know. I mean, whatever. Star Trek, whatever. I mean, don't let anybody shame you.
Absolutely.
Because you've not taken in a piece of media. If you want to, it's there. If you don't want to, it's there. You can move something else. Same way with anime, and no matter what, I'm still going to find Dragon Ball Z annoying. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I absolutely.
But I'm going to just do my thing, and please always encourage yourself or encourage others to do their own thing, and never beat up on anybody for their own taste and what they want to do.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a great way of living, and I appreciate the opportunity so much, Darius.
Thank you very much.
so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to talk to you.
Until next time, bye.